Have you ever been there? You're in a debate, you've got all the facts, all the logic, and your arguments just land with a thud. Completely flat.
Oh, definitely. Or you see some messages just, click with people instantly.
Right. While others, even really vital ones, seem to just get ignored. It's baffling sometimes.
It really is.
So today, we're doing a fascinating deep dive. We're looking into the science behind influence persuasion, basically what's actually going on in our brains.
Mm-hmm. What actually gives us the power to change others?
Exactly. And we're using Tali Sharot's book, The Influential Mind, What the Brain Reveals About Our Power to Change Others. It's really illuminating.
It really is.
Yeah.
It takes a hard look at why the usual ways we try to persuade people often, fail, and what actually works instead.
Yeah. So our mission today is to pull out the key stuff, the really important nuggets from her work.
Sort of a shortcut, yeah. To understanding these surprising mechanisms that drive what people believe and what they actually do.
Get ready for some aha moments, because this stuff, it might just change how you think about, well, pretty much every conversation you have.
Definitely some mind benders in there.
Okay, so let's get into it. The first big idea, our gut instinct, right? When we want to influence someone.
Just hit them with the facts.
Exactly. Pile on the data, the logic. We just assume, if we've got truth on our side, people will be convinced. It seems obvious.
It does seem obvious. But what's fascinating, what Sharot really digs into, is that our brains aren't wired like that. They don't just react dispassionately to information.
Just numbers, statistics, they're not the magic bullet.
Well, they're crucial for finding the truth, absolutely. But for changing deep-seated beliefs, often not enough. And for motivating action, practically useless sometimes.
Wow. The author actually lived this, didn't she? During some debate about vaccine safety.
Yeah, that's a powerful story in the book. You had a pediatric neurosurgeon presenting just incredibly well-documented proof. Peer-reviewed studies, the works.
Gold standard, really?
Right. And yet, the author, even with all her scientific training, felt more swayed by a businessman.
A businessman. What was his argument?
It basically boiled down to like one observation and just intuition. But it worked. It's kind of unsettling.
How did it work? Why?
Well, because he tapped into something deeper. That very human need for control and fear. He induced emotion, basically.
Emotion, not logic.
Exactly. And that emotion actually aligned the author's brain activity with his. It was super effective because he was arguing against doing something, immunization.
Targeting inaction.
Right. And his audience.
Yeah.
Already anxious new parents. It was a perfect storm, emotionally speaking.
That really makes you think, doesn't it? Why does data fail so often? I mean, climate change, politics, even just getting people to exercise when they know it's good for them.
Facts just bounce off sometimes.
Yeah, deaf ears.
It's a huge paradox.
Yeah.
And researchers, they've tested this directly. Gave American students, some for the death penalty, some against. They gave them 2 fake studies. One showed it worked, one showed it didn't.
I think I see where this is going.
Exactly. The students, they only found the study convincing if it backed up what they already believed.
Seriously.
Yep. If you supported capital punishment, the study saying it worked was well conducted. The other one, poorly executed, obviously.
And the opponent said the exact opposite, I bet.
You got it. And the result wasn't just that they didn't change their minds. They actually became more sure they were right, more polarized.
Wow. So the facts actually push them further apart.
Which, if you zoom out, is a perfect example of confirmation bias. We just grab evidence that confirms what we already think, our prior beliefs.
And anything that contradicts it.
We suddenly become super critical reviewers. We pick it apart.
And with all the information out there today?
It can actually make things worse over time. Increase polarization, because it's so easy to find stuff that agrees with you. Our brains almost actively fight being changed.
It can even backfire, right?
No.
The boomerang effect?
Yes. Presenting information against someone's opinion can make them dig in deeper. They actually come up with new reasons to support their original view.
Like that woman Thelma in the book, finding fault with an article on U.S. schools because she really wanted France to be better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was motivated to find the flaws. And it's not just us doing it consciously.
How so?
The internet, customized search results, news feeds. They're constantly feeding us stuff based on what we clicked before.
Filter bubbles.
Filter bubbles, echo chambers, often without us even noticing. It reinforces everything.
So the big takeaway here, just leading with facts, often the wrong dove.
Yeah. Data helps us find truth, for sure. But changing minds, especially strongly held beliefs. It's just not the main currency our brain uses.
Which makes you wonder, if facts struggle, what does work when you need someone to actually do something, to take action?
Okay, yeah, that's the next big piece, isn't it? Motivating action. Think about something basic like hand washing.
You'd think fear of disease would be enough, right?
Yeah,
Especially in, say, hospitals or restaurants.
you'd absolutely think so. But the studies,
Mm-hmm.
they show surprisingly low compliance. It's kind of shocking.
How low?
Well, in U.S. restaurants, something like 62% of employees fail to wash their hands properly. And in medical centers, average hand hygiene compliance, around 38.7%.
38%. That's incredibly low. Scary, actually.
It is. It's a huge problem. But
Yep.
there was this hospital in the northeastern U.S. They tried something different, and it worked astonishingly well.
What did they do? More training, more warnings.
Nope, something much simpler, actually. They put up electronic boards in each room,
Electronic boards. Showing what?
showing real-time, positive feedback.
Yeah.
Every time a staff member washed their hands, the numbers on the board went up.
Ah, like a progress tracker, showing the shifts rate, the weekly rate.
Exactly. And the result, compliance jumped. It went from around like 10%
10%? Okay.
to almost 90%, almost instantly.
90. Wow. That's a massive shift just from seeing numbers go up.
It's incredible, isn't it? What's really insightful is why it worked. They weren't using sticks threats about disease. They were using carrots.
Carrots. Like immediate rewards.
Precisely. Immediate positive feedback. Sometimes even little messages like, "You are doing great."
Yeah.
It was the anticipation of that little positive hit, that warm and fuzzy feeling,
Yeah.
that drove the action.
That makes sense. It ties into that law of approach and avoidance, right? We're wired to move towards good things.
Biologically, yes. Anticipating something good triggers action. And crucially, immediate rewards are way more powerful than future punishments.
Like the brain's reward center, the nucleus accumbens. It lights up more for now than later.
Much more. Now just carries more weight neurologically.
Sure.
Which makes you wonder then, fear seems generally weak for persuasion.
Yeah.
But the author says it can work, but only under very specific conditions.
Which are?
One, when you're trying to get someone not to do something in action, like the vaccine example. And two, when the person's already anxious.
Okay, that's interesting. So positive reinforcement seems key for action. What else?
Control. The feeling of being in control. Or rather, the loss of control.
Ah, yeah, like being on an airplane. You have zero control. It's unsettling.
Deeply unsettling for many people. That loss of agency is disturbing. So, looking at the big picture, if you want to influence someone,
You need to give them some control, or at least the feeling of it.
exactly, you often have to let go of your instinct to control the situation and think about their need for agency. Even just a perceived sense of control can make a huge difference.
Is there research on that?
Yep. A study on tax compliance. They gave some people a chance to say how they thought their taxes should be spent.
Just express a preference? Did it change anything?
Big time. Those who got to voice an opinion were way less likely to use some dodgy tax loophole. Like 44% used it compared to 66% who didn't get a say.
Wow. Just feeling heard mattered.
It seems so. Choice itself feels rewarding to our brains. The reward systems light up when we get to choose, even if the choice doesn't actually make the outcome better objectively.
We just like things better if we had a hand in getting them.
Pretty much. Though there's a caution there, right?
Oh, yeah, the jam study. Too much choice is paralyzing.
Exactly. Give people 20-something jam options, and they're less likely to buy any than if you only offer 6. Decision paralysis.
So it's a balance, but it explains people like Manchu in the book picking his own stocks.
Right. Even though he knows statistically he'll probably do worse than a simple index fund.
It's not about the money, is it?
It's about the feeling. The emotional payoff of being in control, reducing that anxiety of the unknown.
So the takeaway is maybe stop trying to micromanage.
And instead, offer people choices. Let the picky kid make their own salad. Let employees help shape the rules. It taps into something really fundamental about motivation.
Okay, so we've got facts being tricky, rewards and control being powerful. What's the next big influencer?
Emotion. Pure and simple. The way feelings spread between us.
Ah, the contagion of emotion. That happens really fast, doesn't it? Almost instantly.
Incredibly fast. And often, without us even realizing it. Your mood affects people around you. Their mood affects you back.
How does that work? Is it just seeing someone's expression?
That's part of it. Unconscious mimicry, we copy expressions without thinking. But also just reacting emotionally to, well, emotional stimuli. It's like ripples in a pond.
There was that study with babies and moms, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was striking. When mothers were stressed and then reunited with their babies,
The babies' heart rates went up.
they did. And when moms were relaxed, the baby's heart rates went down. They were literally physically feeling the mother's emotional state.
Wow. And it's not just face-to-face, is it? Social media.
Oh, yeah. Social media can definitely do the trick. That infamous Facebook experiment.
Where they tweaked people's news feeds.
Exactly. Shows some people more positive posts, some more negative. And guess what?
People started posting more positive or negative things themselves.
Yep. It spread. Those emotional states traveled right through the network, positive and negative.
Okay, but here's something really wild. The brain synchronization. When people listen to speeches or watch movies,
Isn't that incredible? People's brain activity literally starts to tick together, up and down, in unison.
how much synchronization are we talking?
In some cases, like a whopping 30% of an individual's brain activity can sync up with others experiencing the same thing.
30%? How?
Well, emotional reactions are pretty hardwired. Your amygdala sends out an alert, and that changes brain activity immediately. It's almost pre-programmed,
And it helps us connect?
massively. What's even cooler is that a listener's brain can start to anticipate what the speaker will say next.
Like getting on the same wavelength.
Literally. Like Ronald's brain activity starting to lead Annabelle's as she told a story. It improves comprehension, connection.
So if we zoom out, having similar brain structures helps us communicate.
It's a huge advantage. And sharing feelings, expressing emotion, is one of the most powerful ways to break that gap, to shape how others feel, and maybe make them see your point of view.
Okay, shifting just slightly. What about curiosity? That urge to know stuff,
Ah, the information gap. That burning need to find out the answer.
even for something simple like a pregnancy test result.
Yeah, that's a great example in the book. Why do millions pay extra to get that result just 24 hours earlier?
There's usually no practical reason, is there, medically?
Rarely. It's often just about reducing that awful feeling of uncertainty. Or maybe because knowing the outcome, if you expect it to be good, actually feels good in itself, like anticipating a reward.
So information isn't just neutral data, it affects how we feel.
Profoundly. Because it shapes our beliefs.
Yeah.
Right? And our beliefs are tangled up with our happiness, our sense of well-being.
Okay, and this leads to a really crucial point about what information people seek out.
Yes. People actively seek information that gives them hope. And they actively avoid information that threatens to bring devastation.
Even if that information could be really important, like life-saving.
Even then, take genetic testing for a serious, maybe fatal disease. Knowing could help you manage it, potentially save your life.
But people choose not to know.
A significant number. One study showed 42% of people at risk chose not to get that information. They preferred uncertainty over potentially devastating news.
It's like those authors in the book, Paige Weaver and Kristen Cashore.
Right. Avoiding reviews of their own books.
Not because they don't want praise, but because they're terrified of the bad reviews.
It's that fear of devastation. It's a very human, very understandable avoidance strategy.
So if you're trying to influence someone, the takeaway is...
Reframe your message. Aim for hope, not dread. Think about the airlines and those safety videos.
Oh yeah, they used to be so boring and fear-based.
And nobody watched them now. They make them funny, entertaining, show cool destinations.
And people actually watch. That Virgin America one got millions of YouTube views.
Exactly. They shifted the focus from fear to something positive, engaging.
So if your message is tied to something bleak, find a different angle.
You have to. Otherwise, many people will just tune out, actively avoid it. You need to shift that mental calculator to show positive outcomes.
Highlight the gap you're filling. Show how knowing helps. Reframe for hope, not doom.
Precisely. Make the information itself feel like a reward, not a threat.
Okay, let's switch gears again. The wisdom of crowds. We hear that phrase all the time.
Right. The idea that a big group of people can somehow be smarter than any single expert inside it.
It sounds good. And there's that famous old example, right? Francis Galton in 1907.
The ox weight guessing. Yeah, 800 people guessed the weight of an ox at a fair.
And the median guess was...
Only 1% off the actual weight, which is pretty amazing.
It is. So crowds are wise. Case closed.
Well, that's the popular view, thanks to books like The Wisdom of Crowds. But Sharot points out it often overlooks a really critical condition.
Which is?
The crowd is only wise under very specific circumstances, mainly when the opinions are independent.
Independent. Ah, and in our world today.
Independence is getting pretty rare, isn't it? Think about asking Facebook friends for movie tips.
That first comment sets the tone.
Totally. It biases everyone who reads it after. People might even hold back a different suggestion just to avoid disagreeing or seeming out of step.
So we're all influencing each other constantly.
Which means just adding up opinions from a group like that, it won't necessarily make you wiser,
Yeah.
but it will make you more confident.
Because everyone agrees. We must be right.
Exactly. But agreement doesn't equal wisdom. Remember Marlon James, the author?
Oh, yeah. His first book was rejected. How many times?
A staggering 78 times by editors who were, and this is the quote, unanimous in their assessment.
Unanimous. And completely wrong, given he later won the Man Booker Prize.
Precisely. Their agreement, their crowd wisdom, was anything but.
So what's going on there? Why do we follow the crowd even when it's wrong?
It's partly a mental shortcut, an equality bias, the book calls it. We tend to just weigh everyone's opinion equally.
Regardless of whether they actually know anything or how reliable they are.
Pretty much. And this bias trips us up even on, like, simple logic puzzles.
Like the widget problem.
Yeah. If 5 machines take 5 minutes to make 5 widgets, how long for 100 machines to make 100 widgets?
The gut reaction is 100 minutes, which is wrong.
Totally wrong. It's still 5 minutes. Each machine makes a widget in 5 minutes. But most people jump to 100. Even smart people, like NIT students, apparently get these wrong a lot.
Because they're following the intuitive but incorrect pattern. So if just averaging opinions is flawed because of bias, how do we tap into any real crowd wisdom?
Okay, so researchers have figured out a clever trick. It's called the surprising popular vote.
Surprising popular vote. How does that work?
Instead of just looking at the most popular answer, you look for the answer that was more popular than people expected it would be.
More popular than expected? Can you give an example? Like the widget problem.
Right. So maybe only 20% guessed the right answer, 5 minutes. But crucially, maybe only 4% thought other people would say 5 minutes.
So the answer 5 minutes was surprisingly more popular than people predicted.
Exactly. That gaps, that surprise, suggests it's more likely to be the correct but maybe less intuitive answer. It filters out the common easy mistake.
That's smart. So the takeaway is, be careful when you're polling the crowd.
Yeah. Whether it's hiring someone, picking a book, choosing a vacation spot, just averaging opinions can lead you astray if those opinions aren't truly independent.
Assess the potential for bias, for social influence.
And remember that sometimes the real wisdom might be hiding in a minority view, like that 8-year-old girl the book mentions.
The one who saved Harry Potter from the rejection pile.
Apparently. Her independent, unbiased view saw something all the expert editors missed. It's about finding those truly independent signals, not just the noise of agreement.
Wow, what a journey through the influential mind. We've gone from, why facts alone often fail.
Right, the intuition trap.
Yeah, the power of carrots, positive rewards giving control.
Approach motivation.
Then the way emotions just spread like wildfire.
Emotional contagion and brain synchronization, yeah.
And finally, navigating this tricky thing called the wisdom of crowds.
And its pitfalls.
It really feels like influence is less about logic, less about data dumps.
And much more about understanding the deep code of the human brain, doesn't it? Its core motives, fears, hopes, desires.
Things that haven't really changed much over millennia, despite all our tech.
Exactly. That underlying operating system is pretty consistent.
So the next time you're trying to persuade someone, big meeting at work, chat with a friend, even getting a kid to eat veggies.
Pause and think.
Yeah. Think not just about what you're saying, but how it's likely landing inside their head, given everything we've talked about.
And maybe here's a final thought to chew on, something provocative for your next interaction.
Okay.
Given how much our brains sync up, how much emotions transfer between us,
Yeah.
maybe one of the most powerful but overlooked ways to influence others
Is what?
is simply focusing on getting your own emotional state right. Focusing on creating positivity, hope, or calm in yourself first. Could that be a primary tool?